Now let's take your Thursday night NFL college football preview brought to you by OffshoreInsiders.com. Stevie Vincent, the great one, has a perfect play for Thursday night pro football. Twosome of the last 2 centuries. Side and total perfect plays for Buffalo, the New York Jets. A perfect play is a game backed by an angle that's undefeated and involves at least 12 games. The combined, for each, the side and the total to the combined top angle, 30-0 in your favor. The specifics are unlocked inside the play at OffshoreInsiders.com. Now let's take a look at your official game preview for tonight. Buffalo is -3, -113, and a total of 43. Make sure you shop around and you use the vetted sportsbooks at OffshoreInsiders.com, as we're also brought to you by Duffy Gifts for all your holiday gifts needs. Now, first-year head coaches have been a great go against in short weeks throughout the years. Sean McDermott of the Bills, first-year head coach, so that angle would favor the Jets. However, superior teams have been a great bet in short weeks. We have a very specific stat that says that is 68-34. Of course, all records are ATS unless we specify otherwise, so that would favor the Bills. Big road favorites despite home road splits. That would actually say that maybe the home team should be favored. But when the road team is favored, go with what the odds makers are telling you. That would be 122-78. I might add that that's a theory that has made you and me a fortune at Joe Duffy's Picks in the NBA and already has made some big bucks for us this year at Joe Duffy's Picks. Now, 2 angles that say go with the worst team in terms of turnovers favor the Jets. One is 563 and 427 against the spread. Another one, 181 and 130. The Jets are 3-5 straight up, but 5-0-1 against the spread in their last 6. Our dichotomous straight up and against the spread theory, that would say that you go with the ATS trend, that the Jets, because the 3-5 aren't going to have their value go up, and they will continue to stay under the radar and be undervalued. The dichotomous straight up and ATS angle basically says go with the ATS angle when it is opposite of what the straight up record would be. The Bills are averaging only 14 points per game on the road. Bills allow 3.5 yards per rush to teams normally accumulating 4.0, so they've been tremendous against the run. The Jets allow 6.8 yards per pass to teams normally accumulating 6.3. The Jets are the only prime time game this year. Of course, there are some flex games. Theoretically, they could appear in another prime time game, but this is their one guaranteed prime time game, and a lot of handicappers, there's a journeyman handicapper I used to work with on the score phone. He was big into that. He thought that teams were playing a rare case on national television, they'd be a little extra fired up. I report, you decide sometimes. Again, DuffyGifts.com is one of the sponsors of this podcast. Navy and Temple. Navy -8 with a total of 54.5. Navy's covered all 3 road games this year, going under all 3 on the road. Temple has gone under 6-2, including all 4 of their home games. Navy has lost 2 in a row straight up after a 5-0 start. Teams offered the first 2 losses in succession after starting out at least 5-0, or just 33-40 against the spread. That would favor Temple. Temple's 3-1 against the spread after an 0-4 against the spread start. Our free pick is going to be to go with Temple. Once again, the free pick is to go with Temple, as we do think that Navy, tough spot here. After thinking they had a chance to be one of those fly in the ointment teams, they've now dropped 2 in a row, and they play a pretty solid team on the road. Idaho and Troy. Troy -17 with a total of 51. Idaho's going under 6-2 this year. Troy 6-2 straight up, yet 5-2 against the spread, including 0-4 at home. Idaho making an almost 2,000-mile trip to get here. Subscribe to us on Twitter. Please make sure you like our videos. Comment. We'll answer any comments and questions that you may have. Comment in this if you're watching it on YouTube. And if you're listening to us on one of the podcast, iTunes, Stitcher, please give us a positive review. Most importantly, follow us on Twitter at Offshore Insider. Yes, the website is Offshore Insiders with an S. On Twitter, we're at Offshore Insider because of the character limitations, no S at the end of it. But visit OffshoreInsiders.com for your winning picks.